This is Matt with Metal Express Radio, and I have with me Diamond from Tetrarch. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good myself. Great to talk to you. Thanks for the time.
Of course.
So my first question for you, the band's new single, I'm Not Right, was recently released along with a video. What kind of feedback have you been able to receive?
It's been amazing. Like I tell people all the time, we always have high expectations for everything that we do, and it's always amazing when things exceed that. And I think the reaction of this has exceeded like our expectations so far. We're at around 1 million views on the video in under 2 months on YouTube, and it's been getting huge SiriusXM support. And support from all radio stations all over the country are starting to pick up on the song. So it's just been great. It's definitely the biggest single we've had to date.
Does the single give fans an idea of where you're going to be going with your upcoming full-length release?
It's definitely a good introductory track. There's something on the record for everyone. There's like very new metal-esque songs. There's super heavy songs. There's songs that are kind of like with big choruses, like hard rock type songs. So there's something on there for everyone, but this one's definitely a very good introductory track to like what's to come.
The new album titled Unstable is expected to be released this fall. How was the writing process with this being the band's sophomore album?
It was good. I'd say that like it's kind of like Freak on steroids, and with Freak, that was the first time, our previous record, it was the first time we tried certain elements, brought in some of those like spooky guitar sounds or some different vocal elements, and we kind of stuck our toe in it and just, wanted to see what it would be like, and we saw that the reaction was so great. So this time with this record, we really like dove in head first with all of that and just did everything we wanted to with no hesitation. So it's definitely, it came out awesome, and we spent about a year writing it and like 4 months in the studio. So we're really happy with it, and we wanted to leave no stones unturned with it. We wanted to make sure it was everything we wanted when we came out, and I think it is.
And with this being the band's second album, how was it just seeing the growth with you guys with writing and recording together?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, like we started seeing like tremendous growth with the last record, and we really opened a lot of new doors with that record. And then this first single has blasted through a lot of milestones and stuff for us, and the record's not even out yet. It's just the first single, so it's been amazing to see, and we're definitely really happy with it.
And when all is clear with the pandemic, what do you see for the plans with the band moving forward?
A lot of touring. We have international touring plans probably for the next 2 years, so definitely going to be on the road a lot, trying to hit places that bands don't even generally care to hit. We want to hit everywhere. And, touring and playing live is one of our biggest priorities, so we'll be on the road a lot for this record once we're able.
Is it too soon to talk about who you might be taking out on tour or anything, or?
It's a little soon, definitely there's things being tossed around, but it's still so hard to say with what's going on and not knowing exactly when we can go. But we definitely have some ideas, and hopefully they'll come to light soon as we know exactly when we're able to go.
And with the obvious events going around the world the past few months, what have you and the band been doing to keep yourselves busy and to stay in touch?
Well, we've been trying our hardest to just keep focusing on the release of the record. There's so much work to be done to release a record properly, and we're a very hands-on band. So I know I spend most of my days just working on every aspect of it, whether it's like video, themes or radio, talk to the radio team, and dealing with XM radio, or just anything. If there's always something to be done, and our goal is just to kind of put ourselves in a place where we're ahead when all of this is over. We don't want to use this as like break time. This is still like time to really work and put ourselves in a better position than we were even before this pandemic and everything started.
We're about halfway through the year. What albums have caught your attention that have recently been released?
Ooh, so Lamb of God's new album, there's definitely some songs that I really dig. Trivium's new record, of course, is super awesome. What else? The guys in Dead put out a couple good singles that I enjoy, so I've been listening to that. Is there anything else? I think Bleed from Within put out a record that I've listened to like a couple songs, and there's some awesome riffs on it, so that's another one too. So just a couple of the heavier albums that have come out so far this year. I know a lot of bands are like putting off releasing things during this time, but I've just been kind of jamming those, and then also like some older stuff, stuff that's been around for a bit.
If you never picked up a guitar, what would you see yourself doing?
Ooh, that's tough. I was joking with my friend the other day that I always did weird stuff. Like I've never been normal. I've always been like into like the weirdest stuff, like motocross and like NASCAR, and like he was like, you would probably be, if you weren't like the first African American female in major publication for guitar, you'd probably be like the first African American like female freestyle motocross rider or something. It would be something ridiculous. It probably would be something like that, to be completely honest with you. The only other thing I ever wanted to do other than crazy stuff like that was like be a doctor. So like that would be like the that would be like the most normal path I could take, but I have a feeling it would have been something ridiculous. So, but thankfully I don't have to figure that out.
And with the band still being fairly new, what are some goals that you have lined up for yourself along with the band?
We're definitely not shy to say we've always said that like we want to be, one of the biggest bands in the world in this genre. So every day and everything we do, we work to keep that in mind, and we have a long way to go, so there's always something we can do to be growing towards that. We look at, our favorite bands, which are like like Metallica and Korn and Slipknot and all of that, and just kind of look at, where they are, and we want to be as big as or bigger than some of those bands, so that's just always been the ultimate goal, and we keep that in mind, and then we just set little goals along the way to get there. So it's definitely lofty, but it's something that we really think is still attainable. I know a lot of people think that bands can't reach those statuses anymore, but we don't believe it, so that's just we just kind of keep our eyes on the prize of that main goal, and then set little ones along the way.
My last question I have for you, from being in the band since the formation in 2007, what have been some of your personal highlights, and what have been really the key for just the driving force behind the band?
Ooh, some highlights. Probably one will be playing Epicenter Festival in 2018. Was that 2018 or 2019? I think it was 2019 actually. Playing Epicenter Fest. That was amazing. That was a really fun show. One of the biggest crowds I've ever played in front of. Charting on the active rock charts with Freak, which is amazing because we're such a heavy band, and it's very and we're independent. So that's definitely a feat in itself. Same with I'm Not Right. I mean, it charted in the active rock, and it's still going up. So that's great. Man, what else? Just there's been a lot. Becoming the first African American female in major publications for me personally is really cool, because that was something that I wasn't even trying to do, or I never even thought of myself as being super different. I just was doing what I loved, and it's cool to be recognized for that, I guess. I don't know. There's been so many amazing ones, especially recently. Just like all the Octane and SiriusXM liquid metal support and all of that. It's just everything has kind of been. We're thankful for everything because we work really hard to get everything we have and achieve. So we always are pretty proud of the small and the big things, honestly.
Hey, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.